Hello and welcome to the SRA Season 3 Race 4 here at Silverstone, the home of British racing. I'm joined here today by Josh and Mike. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
How's it going, everybody? Great week to be back. Wonderful track. Great it lines up with F1 as well, and won't see those kind of times, but we're going to see some good racing.
Most definitely. And Mike?
Howdy, SRA fans. Great to be back in the booth here with Paul and Josh. It should be a great race tonight, and glad it's in the dry. So let's have a good race tonight.
Yep, Silverstone in the dry here today. I'm very excited. We did Silverstone last season, and but this season it's going to be it's in the morning and a little bit dark outside. But it's going to be a super fun race. Right now, as I switch to the people on track, we have the Division 1 Silver is out currently, and they're setting in their times. Right now, we have, I'm looking at Funk right now, who's at a 58.5, and Arnold with a 58.7, Jeffries with a 58.7, Schwartz with a 58.9, and rounding out our top 5 for the silver is Daehee Yun with a 59.1. And I'm sure these times are to improve more here as we have about 4 more minutes left of qualifying for these folks, and then the Division 1 Gold people are going out. But we've made some changes here at SRA, and we've updated our nomenclature a touch. No longer is there Pro and Pro-Am and AM and Rookies, which was a little bit confusing with all the AMs. But now we have Division 1, 2, and 3 Silver and Gold divisions. So now everyone can compete for a title no matter where they are. And it gives a chance for our mid-pack drivers to really step up their game and hope for a championship. So very excited about that. This is our first race with that new way of doing our championship points. And so we're going to see how that works out for the rest of the season. But Silverstone, what can you guys tell me about Silverstone?
Yeah, as you said before, Paul, it's the home of British motor racing, and there's certainly been a lot of motor racing here. The track was actually opened the Grand Prix circuit was built around 1948 and changed around 1950. The track we're actually racing on today is the current layout. And the current lap record held here for the GT3 car is, Josh, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the Lamborghini Evo with a 119.7?
With a 158.165, but it is the Lamborghini Evo. If they were going that fast around here, I'd probably assume it'd be the old layout.
Oh dear.
Had something close to about 5 or 6 corners going around the original airfield that this track is built around. But if anybody has seen the original layout, it's very, very different. There's a great image on actually the Wikipedia and probably around the internet that has all of the different layouts overlaid over one picture. Looks like a child drew it.
Well, this was an airfield for the RAF at one point, and I might have turned it back into an airfield during our practice race yesterday. I took flight off of one of the curbs and almost hopped an entire car, but it's besides the point here. Hopefully everyone here keeps it from being an airfield, keeps it as a racetrack. But let's take a look at the standings. So right now for our standings, we're going to be looking a little closer at this when the qualifying is done, but Brooker Quigg in first place with 267 points, quite a lead over Sam Saniga and the other people. But Brooker Quigg is actually not here tonight, so that's definitely going to shake up the grid. Hopefully we can get some more people moving around, challenging some of our top boys up there. It's going to be a whole lot of fun with that. So Brooker Quigg in first, Sam Siniga in second, Don Bellinger in third, Matt Lehman in fourth, and Grant Cleansing in fifth. And for our Division I silver drivers, we have Josh Arnold in first, Josh Arnold for pro, David Funk in second, Felipe Vicini in third, Kamal Katejevic in fourth, and rounding out our top 5 for the Division I silver is Chris Stefiak. So keep an eye on these drivers as they continue to set their times. Let's take a quick look at the team standings as well. Full Send Racing in the Mercedes is in first, Blind Hen Racing in the Porsche second, Mist Apex Racing and the BMW is in third. In fourth, we have an Audi, Crazy Rabbits Racing Violet, and fifth, M&A, which is Matt Lehman's team. Let's take a look back at the qualifying going on here. We're on board with Bradley Busick, who is almost 3/10 up on his time right here. Looking really good. But our top 5 has shooken up a little bit. We have David Funk in first with 58.5. Josh Arnold in second, right where he was before, with a 58.7. Jeffries with a 58.7. Schwartz with a 58.9. Sanchez with a 59.0 for our top 5. These folks should be getting off the track very soon here.
I have to say that, Paulie, the top end of D1 is started to exit the pits. Evan Kim is actually the first one out for the top end guys. So let's see what he does on his outlap and see if he can make a hell of a lap at it tonight.
While you guys are watching Evan Kim in the picture-in-picture, I'm going to take a look at Dahi, who is in the silver and still out. Should hopefully be finishing this here. He is up on his time, just by a little bit, less than a tenth. He's coming on to the last couple of corners.
With the tight qualifying we have, that small gap that he is gaining is almost 2 or 3 positions, if I'm reading this correctly.
Hopefully he can get a good exit out of here, and he's going to be a 10th up. This is going to jump him a couple places. Ooh, there's a little bit of time. Oh, it just jumps 1 position for 7th place, Dahi Yun. Let's going to take a look at some of the pros now.
5th to 9th, we are split by 6/100ths of a second.
Wow.
Very tight in the Division I silver. Very tight indeed. I believe it's going to be even tighter for the Division I gold. As I'm taking a look at Bellinger go around here doing his outlap. I believe it's his outlap, or maybe this is his first quali lap here. Bellinger was, what was he for the standings? Bellinger is in 3rd place for the standings, so we're going to be looking for a really good time from him today.
Tim's just started his first flyer. Ooh.
I'm sure they're hoping for a girthy performance out of those Bentleys this week. Eat as much curb as possible. A track that does favor a car that can take them well.
Much that Bentley can, so taking the secret line through those slow corners.
Secret line being jumping as much as they possibly can. Bentley being very good at the curbs. Mid-engine cars not so much. But the curbs are relatively mild around here, so we're going to see how that plays out, the Bentley versus everything else competition. And that is how they look at it there at BBC. They truly believe that the Bentley is the superior vehicle. And
I mean, if you're that faithful, you can't waver. You gotta stick with your guns. No matter how unfaithful the car has been over the last few races, when it does come to fruition, there's not much that can stop that car.
Definitely a polarizing car. Some tracks it's a bit of a dog, some tracks it's insane, and it almost seems unfair. Such is the nature of the BBC.
You either love it or you hate it. But either way, it looks damn good coming down the straight in that livery they've put together.
Okay,
Sponsored by, I believe it's Magnum Condoms.
something interesting I'm seeing here. Dave Taflovich disqualified.
Whoa.
Oh. Pourquoi?
And he is in our silver division. So I guess that means he's just disqualified from the oh no, actually he has a quali ban, I do believe, from some penalties he has accrued.
Check the Discord here and I'll reference that for you.
And it looks like the first couple pro guys have come through. Lehman and Klinsing.
You are correct.
I'm watching Nordstrom right now, who is over half a second up, coming into the second sector. Actually, yes. When someone comes around, let's try to get a bit of a track walk. Is there anyone wanting to do a track walk? Josh, you might be best for this.
Sure, I don't mind. I'm just having a peek over at the timetable here, looking at how far up we're jumping. Got Matt Lehman down to a 57.945. And Mr. Klinsing right behind him at a 58.3. So we're already 4 tenths ahead of the silver group, and we're only just getting started. Sweet.
And it appears Matt Lehman is 6 or 7 tenths up on his time already. So we're definitely going to see that number drop quite a bit.
Definitely. And as you guys were talking, Majid actually split Lehman and Klinsing with a 158.3. So I'm sure he's going to keep improving on that too. So it's going to be pretty tight up at the front and kind of everywhere all tonight.
Josh,
Two more 58.3s.
I'm taking a look at Lehman right now. He's about to be crossing the line. Do you want to help us with a track walk through here? You just crossed the
Sounds
line.
good. So we're coming into Cops Corner here. Slight touch on the brakes. Bring it in as close to the apex as you can. Oh, try
Loses
not
the
to
car.
do that.
Yep, that's what you don't want to do in that situation.
Unfortunately, this track and that corner are very, very prone to giving you that result. It's a sketchy one for sure.
Well, we have Fimbres Casas coming around here soon. Maybe we can give this take 2. He's
Sounds
the
good.
closest to the line. He's coming into the last couple of corners here. Fimbres Casas, a new member this season, has definitely made waves here in the league. One of the people who I believe is definitely capable of beating Matt Lehman. Definitely has given him quite a challenge in some of these races. Very excited to see what he has to show us. He was saying before he's not very confident in his Honda. So, as he crosses the line, Josh, take it away.
Alright, try again. Slight touch on the brakes. In towards the apex. A little bit of curb. Use as much runoff as you can without going wide. It's about 4 wheels off the track and you're no good. A little bit of curb. Slight right. A lot of curb. Touch the brakes. Don't unsettle the car. A lot more curb. To the right again. A lot more curb. Don't unsettle the car.
Oh, man.
Back on the power.
Looks like we're going to need to take 3 as he pulls off to the side of the track, unhappy with that first sector, evidently.
Again, it's the brutality of this track. It is painful to a lot of drivers, and sometimes the struggle is not how fast you can go, but whether or not you can keep a lap together.
Warden coming across the line here in a second. Maybe we can give this a take 3. After this,
Alright,
I don't know.
we won't curse his first sector, and I'll wait until he's out of Maggots and Beckett's before commenting on his lap. He'll show us what to do.
Hey, Warden, another good driver here, new to the league.
Looks like he's coming up on a back marker.
Oh no.
Or another car, sorry.
We've cursed him again.
Still keeps a very stable line.
And the
Again,
back
using
marker
as much
pulls off.
curve as possible while keeping it flat. Back on the gas. Full throttle down the hanger straight. Can't spin out here. We're good. Bring your car slowly over to the left-hand side just before the curve. Hit the brakes. Down a few gears. Let the downforce do the work. Try not to overwork the car. Bring yourself around. Stretch the limits as much as you can. Hard on the brakes into a very tough chicane. That sausage curve is absolute death. Back to the right. Try to keep steering input constant or else the car does unsettle. Keep the throttle down. Coming up towards a corner where you can gain a lot of speed if you have confidence. A little lift, a little flick. Throw the car into the corner. Keep it tight and come back to the left. Into another heavy braking zone and a section of corners that almost rivals the last few at Barcelona. Tight left, avoid the sausage at all cost. Carefully back on the throttle, don't go too wide or it's all grass. Cut as much as you'd like. Straight away again. And this is what it seems to be, a lot of straightaway into a heavy braking trail over towards a tight apex. Keeping it in. Not getting on too much throttle as you got to go back, slow down into this very tough right-hander that's got quite a few lines to make it work. Use as much exit as possible. Stay right, tight on the right, and hope you've cleared the 2-minute mark.
And I believe he did. He was almost a second up on that lap. An absolutely flyer right there as it puts him in P2. That lap was a 1:57.8. Wow. Great pace there.
That's a lot faster than I could go.
Yeah, that is really good looking. So I think we're going to see great things out of Mr. Warden here today.
Just checking over the chat here, seeing a few people's picks for pole. We got Matt Lehman in the most OP car, and a track that favors it a lot from our resident badman Tyler. And Brooker Quigg's pick is Warden with the AMG power. So look at those two right up at the top.
Hey, there you go.
As well as we do have a comment from the chat. Can we get a little bit of TV cam?
TV cam. You're right. I'm sorry.
like
I'm
to see the
slacking on
liveries
the
around
TV
here.
cam.
That's okay. It's tough sometimes. You get so locked on the action, you forget you have control over which camera's doing it.
Hey, maybe I'll even get some TV1 cam going.
There we go.
Crazy. So we see him fly around the last corner here, swerving. Not the last corner. He's actually on the no lift corner there.
And yeah, to confirm from earlier, Dave Taflovich is serving a qualifying ban this race.
Thank you for the update.
It's a way we go about penalizing unfortunate behavior, but it's how we promote clean racing. It's the way you gotta go.
That is our lovely stewards at work. We have a great steward team, always faithfully reviewing each race at the end of the week, making sure there's no bad boys out there causing a ruckus.
And I think that's the best way to put it too. We like fun, and sometimes you touch doors and whatnot, and it's clean and everybody's okay. But okay, we all know what's not acceptable. Let's put it that way.
Yep, they're very understanding as they're all racers here themselves, so they're not, at least I haven't seen any particularly unfair penalties. They seem to do a very good job at making sure that the people who need to be penalized are penalized. And we have a great ticket submissions system here. So if you're part of another league and you're tuning in here today and you're looking, saying, maybe this is the league for me, I think this is the league for you. We have a great team here, a lot of friendly folks. If you want to click that link in our description or look at the top right of your screen, discord.gg/simracingalliance, and join up with us today. We'd love to have you. I'm going to take a... Actually, I'll do that as soon as qualifying ends. Take a look at our schedule, but we have a very good schedule full of stuff all week long, pretty much. So there's always action, even if you can't make the races. Always training sessions and exhibition races. So take
There's
a look at
stuff
that if
going
you're
on,
interested.
stuff going on every day here in SRA. A lot of different sessions and everything going on. It's a very, very active community and very different than other communities.
This is
The
true.
best way possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of dedicated players here, people who this is their one and only league, and it shows. A lot of people put in a lot of time here, yeah. So we're going to take another look at who's coming around here. Grant Cleansing, a 10th up on his time here, which would put him in 3rd, I believe. Qualifying has now ended.
There we
He's
go.
going to
Looks
come
like.
around. Very interesting. Fimbers Casas, who was speaking in the chat earlier, talking about how he was not very confident in his car, has just went back to pits, and his final time is a 1:58.3. He puts him in 10th place. Obviously, he's not very happy with that, but that is still a very fast time.
It is. It's astonishing what these D1 drivers can do with the car. Sometimes, like, I'm personally, I play this game a lot. I'm in a car that I've driven for 3 seasons now, and have spent most of my time in this game, and I'm struggling to break the 2-minute mark. Meanwhile, these guys are like, difficult car. Let's do a 57.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're watching T. Robinson in the Porsche come around here at 10th up on his time, coming in the last couple corners here, see if he can go up. No, he's lost a little time there. See if he can get a good exit. Ooh. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to improve, and he's going to shoot into pits.
And the quali.
End of quali right there. So here's our grid. And first we have Matt Lehman, 2nd Warden, 3rd Durant's, 4th Cleansing, 5th Siniga. That's our top 5 for the gold division. For our silver division, we have Funk in 1st, Arnold in 2nd, Jeffries in 3rd, Schwartz in 4th, and Sanchez in 5th. All right, looking really good.
Just getting word that Justin Moffat was actually away for qualifying and just made it in time to get here for the race, so he'll also be starting from the back with Mr. Taflovich. But unfortunately not by anyone else's doing but his own.
Certainly going to be an interesting battle back there, seeing if those guys can break themselves all the way up to the front. We know that both of those drivers have insane pace, so it'll be exciting to see where they end up. Take note of that.
They do have a lot of pace.
Nothing to lose. Just gain those positions.
Sometimes those are the most fun races, finding yourself through the pack, fighting the battles. It's not like I'm Matt Lehman or anything over here running away with races and getting bored driving in no man's land, but sometimes when you do get spaced out, it's a little bit quiet.
Listen, you're doing pretty well yourself, Mr. D2 winner over there, so.
But I think Josh is going to have some stiff competition this week. A lot of fast drivers, a lot of fast times being set out there. And a little bit of a shake-up after our 3rd race in the season. A couple of people have switched over to from D1 to D2 and D2 to D1 and D2 to D3 and D3 to D2. So we're going to see some new drivers on the grid, and we're going to see how that goes. Hopefully they can give Josh a good run for his money.
The big SRA shakeup. So good luck to you there, Josh.
You guys are putting so little pressure on me, and that is great. But I'm excited here for the race tonight, and tomorrow's a whole different beast, as we're 1 second away from them starting the formation lap. And I think I just saw someone get teleported to the pits.
Yes, you did.
Taylor Carter.
Taylor Carter. Oh no, I guess he
Somebody
forgot to hit drive.
drive.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunate, but somehow a very common occurrence.
Yep, it is. Sometimes that bathroom break that you try to run and get, after qualifying before the race, sometimes gets you, and not back in time to hit drive. Now he's going to be starting from the back as well. So he's a Division 1 gold. So we're going to see how that pans out for him.
It appears Taflovich also elected to start from the pits instead of the back on the grid. Interesting.
That might be a move, especially if you joined early. You actually might get ahead of some people. I'm not sure.
I believe when flags go green, it is 30 seconds until you can start driving.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Big penalty.
Ooh, everyone's bunching up.
As we're on our out lap here, we do a full out lap. As you see these people swerving around, warming up their tires, making sure the person in front or behind knows that they're there. Saying, hey buddy, you're going to be seeing a lot of me.
So quick little info about the race. We're looking at 20 degrees outside, 20 degrees on track. Pretty even. Very low amount of wind, only 4 kilometers an hour. And for time of day situation, we're sitting at dusk right now. And as we get towards the halfway point, it's going to start to get very dark. And by the end, it should be very black outside. So it's going to shake up the race a lot. Temperatures are more than likely going to drop. And we'll see whose pace can hold out as the tires try to run away from them.
Tire management seems to be key with the difference in track temperature and all that. What do you think? Some of these guys would be taking a little bit of a lighter load on the tires, or what do you think their strategy would be, guys?
I have heard a lot of folks complaining about the tire wear around this track. It is very abrasive to the tires, and it's very easy to slide here, do a little bit of drifting. So you may see some people sacrifice a couple of early gains for the long run, trying to keep their tires nice and fresh for the later stint of the race. It'd be interesting to see if someone takes tires. I kind of doubt it. Normally it is not the move to take tires in an hour-long race, but if someone feels very unconfident with the car and they're sliding around by the halfway mark, they may just say, you know what, I'm going to take tires, have a safe race instead of one where I'm sliding around, and see if I can gain back those positions.
Yep,
definitely. A little bit of that sliding action may even work to the advantage of those contemplating it. If just throwing hypotheticals into the wind, if space is created from an accident and all of a sudden you're sitting almost a pit stop gap away from 2 positions, 3 positions behind you, it's not as much of a loss as it once was, and you're going to have the favorite pace. So this track is going to leave a lot of options open as we roll towards the start line.
As everyone is doubled up here, getting in their starting positions, getting that last little bit of heat into the tires if they can. As we see coming up to the line here.
Here we go.
And off and away for SRA. Race 4 here at Silverstone. Let's see this start. Hopefully people can keep it clean. Move back a little bit. Doesn't look like I see any
Oh, a whole
carnage
bunch
going
of
on
yellow
here.
flags.
Oh no.
Fredrickson, Lotufo, and Becco back down the field.
Let's see
As
it.
well as Jess Osborne.
Yep, looks like they had some sort of issue here. Ooh, another.
Josh Allen.
Ooh, yeah, Josh Allen off the track here. Looks like he might have had an issue with Kajtejevic. I thought I saw a yellow flag with him as well. Cleansing taking over Durant's. Siniga taking over Duran. Look at this. Oh, 3 wide. They're swerving, weaving, trying to get that spot. Taking the inside line there. Movement all up and down the grid.
Just had to look back at what happened to Allen there, and he got a little unstable coming through Maggots and Beckett's, and unfortunately made collision with another car that had also evaded off the track to avoid carnage. Just an unfortunate series of events, but he's back up and running now, and it seems as aggressive as ever, trying to make those positions back up.
And looking at Mofat here, who's gained quite a few positions. He's now sitting in 37th. Once again, ooh, a big thing of yellow flags here. Cars turned around on the track. Let's see if I can get that replay going here for you guys.
Reynolds, Barrage, Toledo, everybody's off track.
Oh, man, it looks like that Aston Martin, whoever that Aston Martin is, just sent it into the corner, accidentally dove in the middle, and took out a bunch of people there. That's unfortunate.
That looks like a victim of cold tires, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's
Following close and
circumstance.
cold tires. It's not a good combo.
No, especially on a track like Silverstone, you need as much tire grip as you can. You need them to be warm. You're constantly pushing these tires to the limit to get through these corners at an effective pace.
Looks like Schwartz just went off the track there, went a little too hot into T1. As we're watching Josh Arnold right now. Victor Diaz taking over Matt Schwartz. And look at that group of cars all in a line there. Look how close everyone is. Pretty much everyone on the grid is less than half a second of each other. Doug is right next to someone here. Looks like that's Sutherland. Less than a 10th gap here, almost side by side, and he is side by side with that Ferrari. Takes the inside line. Looks like Sutherland gives him room, but that Ferrari Vicini gets the bad end of the stick there and gets a little bump off into the dirt.
A little bit
Down the order to 36th.
Doug still in the thick of it. 3 wide for a second there. Going into that sharp hairpin.
Yeah, these first couple laps have been super tight.
Evan Kim and Victor Diaz have a very close gap to each other, as Victor Diaz is breathing down the neck of Matt Schwartz.
As Tyler James makes a good point. So it's one thing to drive in the cold. It's another thing to race in the dark. Who's prepared? If it's going to be this close for this long.
Yeah, we could see some more shakeups, some more accidents, and some more issues.
Looks like Doug overtook Bradley Busick. Doug is now in 25th. The Tufo with a yellow flag went off the track. Uh-oh. Oh no, I gave him the commentator's curse. Let's see if we can give a little bit of a replay here. Hopefully I catch that. He just goes like really slow. I'm not really sure what happened there. He was just going very slow in the middle of the track and spun right off.
Possible mechanical failure.
Maybe.
I just watched the replay myself, and it gave me a different camera. He was oversteering towards that corner, a little bit of drift action, and had caught the car just before the impact had occurred. Just an unfortunate closing speed incident.
Looks like Victor Diaz is in quite a shuffle here. Look at all these cars so close to each other. All these people within less than a tenth. As Sanchez and Schwartz are side by side. Victor Diaz overtakes both of them and gains a good little gap. Not much though.
Doug spins again.
Oh man, not good for Doug. Let's take a look here. Maybe we can catch another replay. Yeah, just loses the car. Very unfortunate. Not a good start for Doug. Hopefully he can keep his head down, keep racing.
Long race, a lot of time left.
Yeah, a lot of time left. There's still plenty of positions to be made. Other people who are going to be having issues, pit stop issues, stop and go 30s. He needs to keep his head in it, keep racing, and he can definitely gain a couple positions back.
Definitely. 100%. And what's going on?
Mofat works himself up to 32nd now, breathing down the neck of Anderson. Look at that.
And as you say that, looking down the P&P, you got Samson Iga and Fimbres Casas fighting it out for P7.
We're going to take another look at Victor Diaz here, who has passed Sanchez as they're side by side right now. Very close battle. Victor's really been in the thick of it tonight. And that BBC is there to make sure of it, making it extra thick.
Looks like Cleansing's knocking on the back door of Warden for P2, with Durant's close behind.
As I look at the wing cam, look at all those cars are all in a line there. This is a crazy train going on. Ozzy Osbourne would be proud. Oh, and it looks like Sanchez gets spun off the track. Let's see if I can catch him. Looks like Evan Kim might have gotten caught up in that as well. Let's take a look. Ooh, they're all following so close. Ooh, and it looks like Evan just touches the back of him. Evan politely pulls off to the side and lets him through. A big L for both of those guys. But they can definitely catch back up. This gives Victor a little bit of breathing room here. He still has Wong, Schwartz, and Daihe all very close behind, willing to give him a run for his money. Let's take a look back up the grid. Fimbres Casas. Ooh, it looks like in the picture-in-picture we have a little bit of action there. Mike?
Looks like Durant's actually gave Warden a little bit of a shove, but he's being a nice gentleman and let him build the gap back up, which looks like it allowed Majid to jump over top. Oh no, hang on, that may be a back marker.
Nope, that is Majid knocking on the back door of Durant's right there.
Oh wow.
And Duran on the back of him. That is back that train right back up
look
into
at
each other.
that train. Oh my goodness.
That is P3 all the way back to P10.
The wing cam here.
Oh my gosh. Wow. All following so close. At these speeds, it is very tricky.
Matt Lehman is lapping 6/10 of a second faster than the next closest driver and running away. Currently has a 4.5 second gap and building.
Oh my goodness, Matt Lehman. And
What can
unfortunately,
we do to stop this man?
Brooker Quigg couldn't be here to give him more of a fight as well. So that's definitely helping his situation. But Matt Lehman missed last race, I believe. So they're about even on the missing races. we'll have to see once we have a drop race here in our league. If you miss one race or you have one really bad race, no worries. One race will be taken off of the worst points. So we're going to have to see once that is implemented where all these drivers stack up.
Definitely going to move things around. And just having a look for driver standings purposes, we do have Brooker Quig's teammate of Rust sitting in P10 on the back of that train, so hopefully he can make up a few positions and help take the fight to Lehman in the team standings if he can't put points in Brooker Quig's name himself.
It'll definitely jump him up in the championship order, give him a few points. Put him from P28, and if we do that, oh, I got a number real quick. Hang on.
And still, from P3 all the way to P10 is a crazy train going on there. T. Robinson very close to Funk, 0.3 seconds away. See if we can watch this battle progress a little bit. As he tries to make a move on him here, he gets that exit speed, hopefully. I'm actually going to switch over to Evan Kim here, who just passed Kacejevic side by side. Looks like Evan makes that pass, and the other BBC, Matt Morrison, is looking to capitalize as well. Following in the wake of his teammate as he bumping and banging just a little bit there. Matt Morrison does make the pass. Man, the BBC came in hard and fast.
It certainly did, and they are absolutely unrelenting. And now that they're running in tandem,
there's no saying what's going to happen. 2 BBCs.
one in front of the other. What a beautiful sight.
Oh boy. And it looks like everyone's kind of, little pockets of battles here and there. No more, I don't know, big pushes, it seems.
A lot of the gaps have closed up, or rather spread out. As I say that.
We got a push off track.
Oh no. Can you get a replay on that?
Rust and Riley.
Ooh, and Rust was looking for that P10 as well.
Oh, there we go.
Just caught the tail end of it there.
Oh, hang on. My apologies. Let me go back one more.
That is okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to take a look at... We have a little train here of Daihi, Sutherland, Wong, and Diaz. 4 cars all bunched up here. All these silver drivers in decently close pack here.
I think I see somebody getting the meatball flag.
Oh,
I do.
No.
Who is that?
Who might that be?
Currently watching the front running group 3 through 10.
Well, that would not be good. It's one of them.
No. I don't see significant damage on any cars. Come on, Michael Massey, share your secrets. Who's got the meatball flag?
I'm not sure who that could be looking up and down here.
Let me see if we can find that.
It looks like we've lost Riley, too.
Oh no.
Dropping 6 positions.
7. Down to 22nd now. 15 minutes into the race, and we've already had quite a crazy time here. Still a lot of close racing up and down the grid, but appears everyone is pacing out just a little bit, getting those gaps, hopefully trying to stay safe. There's a lot of race left, 44 minutes. So people got to consider, do I want to run this hard? Do I want to run this close to someone and burn up my tires? Or am I just going to keep a nice close pace behind and wait for that mistake to capitalize? Which I think that's what many of these people have elected to do.
That was 15 minutes of hard racing. So let's see how these guys can cope and kind of do that.
Looking over position changes right now, our big winners seem to be Mr. Moffat, Morrison, and Russell Allen, currently sitting at 11, and 12 positions gained. Our unfortunate drivers, our unfortunate circumstance, I don't want to call them big losers, it's also copyrighted. Doug Mitchell, unfortunately down 20 spots.
I just saw that meatball flag as well. I don't see who it could be for. I don't really see any significant damage here. Maybe the track stewards know something that we don't.
That is a good point. Quig brings up that it could be for lights.
Ooh, true. Yes, I forgot about that.
There are a couple guys with their lights off. So hopefully they don't get. What is that? Is that a drive-through or is that an immediate disqualification?
That's a great question. I hope to not find out through my own doing.
Looks like that gray Audi of Sam Saniga may not have his lights on. Looks like he's just got his runner lights on.
Yeah, he does not have his lights on.
I think we've solved the mystery, boys.
The owner of the gray sedan, your lights are not on.
Hopefully, if someone is watching or if Saniga is watching, turn your lights on, buddy. Come on.
Now
don't want to. Oh, here we go. Maybe he was listening. Yep, there they are.
Beautiful thing.
Well, I'm actually going to take a look at Warden and Durant here. Oh my goodness! There's someone teleporting around the track here. That is Warden, evidently with a poor connection. I'm actually going to get off of this. This is kind of sickening there. Look at him. What's going on there? Warden, buddy. Maybe someone's using the internet over there.
Ma, stop making a phone call. I'm trying to race.
Your America Online has run out.
Yeah, he may or may not be using dial-up. There is no rule in the league about using dial-up or not. But it definitely advised not to.
A little too high latency for the boys.
Every time I see his car, I can just hear Darude Sandstorm. I don't know why.
There's that. Looking down in the P&P, there's a nice little train behind Victor Diaz right now for P16. You guys are fighting pretty close here.
Victor Diaz has had an impeccable performance tonight. I'm not sure where he started, but he has definitely been in the thick of the battles all night long. So I'm very excited to see where he's going to end up, because he hasn't had a great couple of first races here during the season, and he's really been looking to make this one a good one. So excited for Victor tonight.
Currently sitting at a +3. Started in 19th, quietly made himself up to 16th. And yeah, he's a very talented driver. He's got a lot of skill, and he deserves a good showing. So hopefully he can keep one together tonight.
Victor is one of the OGs here, so always good to see people coming back race after race, season after season.
just a testament again to the league and to everybody's commitment to doing what they do best and keeping everybody happy and racing and not focusing on anything but that, just racing.
See that, and that's a great thing about our community. As you can see here, all these beautiful custom liveries that we've been looking at. I'm actually going to take a look at Matt Schwartz, who's side by side with Victor Diaz. As Victor actually gets overtaken, looks like he might have made a mistake there. Uh-oh, and as the pack, hungry, like lions coming in for the kill, seeing blood in the water.
Oh.
With Jay Wong only 1/10
Lord.
away from him.
Look at all those cars.
Oh,
Everyone's trying to take Victor Diaz right now.
yeah, they heard us talking about him. And they said, "Oh, that guy, get him out of here." Man, Victor drops back another position to 18th. I'm just gonna stop saying good things about him. They gave him a little bit of commentator's curse. It looks like he's whip-swapping back and forth. I need to switch to him. Whip-swapping back and forth to Jay Wong there for 17th. Looks like he parks himself right in front. Look at all these cars vying for position here.
He's pushing him now.
Ooh. Looks like they fell back just a little bit there.
The fighting behind definitely helping Victor Diaz right now.
Oh, yeah. Big fighting behind. As we have quite a train going on here with Wong, Diaz, Sutherland, Busick, Daehee Yun, Hannigan, and Allen. All in a little train here within less than a second of each other.
Say how tight some guys are. Looks like Matt Lehman has a 6.9, very nice gap, spacing between him and second place. So he's comfortably moving right now.
Definitely one way to put it. He's solidified a spot out there and put himself in a bit of a groove. How long does it last?
Looks like this battle has kind of spaced out just a touch here, with Sutherland still putting the heat on Victor. Looking at the inside there, into that turn. You can definitely make the outside work there. I've done it before. See what Victor can do. Nope, and he parks it right in front of him. Victor back to where he started in 19th. I'm very confident he can make all that up, though. Let's take a look at some other battles here. Where to? So let's take a look at Taflovich here, who's half a second off of another driver, two other drivers, it appears, with bad latency, or maybe he's the one with bad latency. Yeah, Dave Taflovich has got some bad internet connection issues here, but he's somehow managed to work himself up to 31st. Maybe it's because some of the other drivers were afraid of him, seeing him bouncing around. Definitely unfortunate. Hopefully he gets that fixed. Jess Osborne, 0.3 seconds off of Justin Barrage, with another driver with bad latency. I don't know what's up with the latency tonight. Maybe there's something going on with the server. We'll have to take a look into that.
I don't mean to trouble you, Paulie, but I don't see the latency on anybody else's screen.
Well, maybe it's me. Shoot. I'm not sure what could be causing that. I normally have very good internet.
Not sure either. That's very weird.
Ma,
Hang up the phone.
get off the phone, Ma. Come on, I'm trying to stream here.
There you go.
We'll see if that works.
As the pit window opens, quick reminder, no tire mandatory change, but a mandatory 1 liter of fuel at any point within the 10 minutes, as long as you do it within the 10 minutes. If I remember correctly, you only have to cross the pit entry line, like the pit limit line, before the time ends, and it still counts. Some people like to stretch it long, and some people tend to opt for the moment it opens, dive into the pit strategy. What do you guys think is going to play out tonight?
Well, like I said before, it's going to be interesting to see whether people take tires or not. Maybe if someone's been sliding around, they may elect to, especially some of these back markers here. Maybe saying, I've had a bad race so far. Let's try to turn this around, take some tires, see what I can do.
As we have Lotufo jump into the pits as the first stopper.
Slowly followed by
And,
Fimbers
yep, Fimbers Casas jumps in.
And it appears Lotufo might be taking tires.
Yeah, he's been
Interesting.
sitting there for a while.
Creeping towards 30 seconds stopped.
I'm going to take
Only losing one position.
I'm going to take a look at Busick and Yun here. Maybe one of these hops into the pits. And looks like Diaz, Sutherland, a bunch of people hopping into the pits here. Bellinger hopping into the pits. Evan Kim hopping into the pits. Everyone looking to get away from that traffic, get their pit stop out of the way right now.
Rust and Fimbres having a little bit of a longer stop at 8 and 11 seconds. Everybody else rounding out around 5.
Fimbres Casas coming out of the pits.
I wonder if anybody has elected to not necessarily run tires, but gone for a slightly lighter fuel load, as refueling doesn't take too much of a time penalty in the pits.
That would also be interesting. Another possible tire saving strategy. Seven minutes, 25 seconds left of the pit window here. So the
It appears
first...
both of the Sutherlands took tires today.
Really?
Hmm.
Very interesting to see this strategy.
Will the tires pay off? Do you think that 30 seconds is really going to spare you for the last half an hour of the race with fresher tires?
Well, not per se the end of the race even. Thinking about it from the earlier comment I had made about the here and now and how many positions you lose, like 4 and 7 positions
Looks like
were lost during that pit stop. That's
pits.
very retrievable. Even if not necessarily to make a larger jump, but the gap lost is not horrible. And fighting through terrible tires at the end may save you from losing positions, not necessarily gaining anymore.
That's true. It's sometimes is better just to keep the car on track, stay consistent. Because one spin, and as we see Katicevic go off track there, maybe he might be looking at taking tires himself. Another big group of people hopping into the pits. Vicini, Moffat, Busick, Taylor Carter, all in the pits right now.
And that really spread everybody out a little bit.
Definitely spread a whole lot of people out.
Here's Duran has also taken tires at a 35-second stop time. It seems to be a little bit more common, or people are running with a lot of damage, because 30 seconds worth of fuel is a full gas tank.
Well, I know there's a lot of amateurs, or rather Division 2 and Division 3 folks who are watching the stream tonight, looking very closely as to what these people are doing with their tires. It's a little easier for these pros to get a gauge on it because they've been racing a little longer than some of the Division 2 and Division 3 folks. So definitely a big indicator about what can happen tomorrow. And speaking of, if you're enjoying the stream so far, be sure to tune in tomorrow for our Division 2 stream here on YouTube and our Division 3 stream on Twitch. Definitely a fun time over there.
It's always a lot of fun. The lap times are not as fast, but the race quality is not any less. It's just as many battles, if not more. A lot of wheel-to-wheel action, a lot of up and down the grid. Who's going to win? It's very up in the air, which is a lot of fun to watch. You can sometimes not predict who's going to win a race.
Sort of an any man's game.
So, Josh, maybe you can take a look at the chat. Is there anyone saying anything about tires in there?
Not really any tire comments. Well, actually, I do see one. Tires in a 1 hour race seem weird to me. It is very, very uncommon that tires would be a optimal decision in a 1 hour race. You do lose quite a lot of time, and it's hard to make it up. You don't have a lot of ground. But sometimes it does work. Other than that, not really. A few shout outs to Crazy Rabbits Racing. Currently, the only person I can think of off the top of my head are Sam Saniga, currently running in 5th in the gold class, and David Funk running in 6th in the silver class, 1st in his class, which is great. But a great showing for the 2-team conglomerate that has taken over and inspired the rest of the league to do the same.
Well, I just want to make a quick call out here of PBJ Chris Hannigan with a stop and go 30.
Oh no.
Very unfortunate.
Sir, that is suboptimal form.
I would agree. I would agree, good sir.
As we see Cleansing come into the pit and Majid as well. Or sorry, Cleansing coming out of the pits. Seems that he'll maintain 4th. Oh no, lose to 5th.
Looks like in the back of the grid here we have Becco. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. And Mofat battling it out here. Becco is only 2/10 off of Mofat. Mofat, who we were looking at the beginning of the race, who had joined late, missed qualifying, has worked himself up to a comfortable 29th. That's really good for him. But
a great 12 position climb. But let's not leave out Dave Taflovich, who's currently just heading into the pits, but went into the pits 27 positions above where he started the race.
Definitely have to see where he comes out of the pits. Once again, that tire strategy or no tire strategy may be a part of that.
Does not look like he took tires today.
All right.
Leaders still electing not to pit. We've only got 1:40 left in the window here, so they don't have many more opportunities.
Down on the wire.
Justin Barrage just hopping into the pits now. Douglas Mitchell also not in the pits yet. Let's take a look at our race leader right now. Not in the pits yet.
Oh, yes he is.
Now he is in the pits. There we go. Looks like I appear to be having some connection problems with him as well. Sorry for the stuttering and lag, folks. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Possibly my computer is not liking all the load that I'm putting on it. I'll take a look at that before the next stream. My apologies.
And Warden in the pits just behind him, as well as Saniga.
There you go. There's your
and
top
I'm assuming
3 in the
those
pits.
last few are going to come in.
Yep.
Still have 1, 2, 3, 4.
And there comes Funk into
4
the
drivers.
pits. And Nordstrom follows closely behind. Not sure why all these folks who are quite close to each other have elected to all pit at the same time. Very interesting strategy there. Daehee also hopping into the pits, and Matt Schwartz hopping into the pits. Those folks pitting late because they were a little bit further back in the grid. We'll see how that works out for them.
Just making it in time.
Yeah, only 10 seconds left, so anyone who has not pitted, which I don't believe we have any more.
All drivers have come into the pit now.
Nice. There we go. Everyone made it. No penalties.
Rest in peace, PBJ.
Yeah, rest in peace, PBJ. Where's he ended up at?
At the same time, welcome back. It's great to have you back.
Yeah. He's back
Did he
on the
elect to
track.
take the stop go? Oh, he did.
Went down to 36th position. Very unfortunate for him.
Keep Doug company.
Let's take a look at Doug Mitchell here. Our beloved admin. Who's worked himself to 37th after that unfortunate start. Looks like he isn't running the best lap times. He may still have some issues with his car. I wonder if he elected to repair. I don't see any damage on his car. So
He did spend quite a lot of time in the pits very early on in the race, so I would assume that he did get at least some of that damage fixed.
And another call out here, Matt Schwartz with a stop and go 30. That's
Rest in peace.
very unfortunate. Looks like another speeding in pit lane sort of situation here.
Mr. Massey himself, the head steward, gets himself a stop go 30.
And he was running a very impressive race here earlier, running super tight in a huge pack. So that's very unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can work himself up to another pack that he can find himself in a groove in. Let's take a look at some close battles on track now. A lot of people have kind of paced out away from each other. But here we have Evan Kim and Victor Diaz. Evan Kim only 3 or 4 tenths off of Victor. Victor, who started in 19th, now in 18th place.
Tyler points out it's starting to get dark. Headlights are becoming a lot more prominent. Sight lines are disappearing. It's a whole different beast. It doesn't seem as menacing as it is watching it from the stream or watching it from TV cam, but when you're trying to watch for cars in your peripheral vision when it's very dark in this game is not the easiest thing to do. These guys make it seem like it's buttering toast.
It's just D1 for you, man. This is the tippity top of the SRA. So we expect to see this level of driving here.
Matt Schwartz electing to take his stop and go 30 right now.
So, looks to be a little fight. Put it down in the P&P with Sutherland, Moffitt, and Sanchez. Kind of. Sutherland there.
And it looks like we have a little yellow flag for Jay Wong there. I know Daehee and Jay Wong were very close just a second ago. Not sure what happened there. But that does group them up a little closer to Victor Diaz and Evan Kim. We're hopefully looking to capitalize on this situation, seeing that gap go down. As you can see, that little bit of a train starting to form there down the straightaway. We're definitely going to have to see how this one pans out. Hopefully we get another close battle formulating right here. Vicini, only 2 tenths off of Morrison here. Looking around that wide Bentley. Hard to see around those things. Take up so much of the track.
The widest of all the BBCs out there right now. Definitely.
Vicini,
Showing his skin.
Vicini, who I believe we saw had a little bit of an unfortunate incident towards the beginning there, has himself in 22nd right now. Definitely a very respectable position. But I believe he definitely feels out of place here, being a Division 1 gold driver, and a nice tight pack with the Division 1 silver drivers.
He's been up and down the grid all race. A couple of unfortunate deals, but let's see where he can kind of place himself, and hopefully he can get himself back up into the top part of the group. Kristrovek with a drive-through penalty.
Ooh. Very unfortunate. I guess that must be for track cuts right there. Dave Taflovich, who is very close to Sutherland here, as he's pinging around the screen there.
That's another fake group right there.
Definitely a good little pack forming here. We have Sutherland, Taflovich, Mofat, Sanchez, Bako, and Carter, all in a good pack here, all less than a second away from each other. Take a look at Taylor Carter over here. Maybe not. Maybe we look at Sanchez.
So as we kind of get into the last quarter of the race here, who do you think's kind of had the best of luck, and who's kind of had the worst of it this evening so far?
Well, obviously it's hard to ignore our boy Douglas Mitchell, who had a very, very unfortunate beginning there. We'll have to see what happened with him after the fact. And Chris Hannigan with his big stop-go 30 that put him all the way back in 36. But as far as people who've had a great time here, I believe David Funk has had a really good race. And Warden and was able to get ahead of everyone and stay ahead, sitting comfortably in P3 with a 5-second gap behind. So he's definitely feeling very happy right now. And who else? Any big gains that you can see there?
I just want to I want to tip to people having a good night tonight. Definitely Lehman ran away from the first lap, and I don't think has encountered another car ever since. It just walked away with it, and yeah, it's hard to not give props to somebody doing this astounding level of driving throughout a race, throughout a season. But I also want to give a big props again back to Dave Taflovich, currently up 19 positions into P25 from last. Serving a qualifying ban and making the absolute most out of a race.
Most certainly,
Great job.
Started
And
off as a bad night.
15 minutes left.
Started off as a bad night, made it a great night. Any day where you take 19 positions, it's definitely a great day.
Definitely. Hard to be angry at that one.
And it looks like we've lost Alan off track.
Oh no.
I'll put that in the PNP quickly play. Ooh. And caught the tail end of it again. Sorry about that, viewers.
Patrick Rust, half a second off of Bellinger here. Bellinger, who was in third place for the overall championship, sitting comfortably in, well, maybe not so comfortably, with Patrick Rust sitting behind him, P11. Bellinger has been a driver that I've been very interested in this season. I've been seeing a whole lot of great racing from him. New this season, definitely making a name for himself here.
Keeping himself in the better part of the top half of the group, especially in his first season. That's really something special. That's really awesome.
A little touch back to some pit strategy. The Sutherlands, who we believed had taken tires, have made up 9 and 5 places respectively.
Wow.
It's quite a showing on those fresh tires.
Geez, maybe the tire degradation was a little spicier than we might originally have thought.
That is possible, and they are not too far off of the drivers around them, about 5-second gaps. They can still make up some more positions with this race still going.
As we're still watching Patrick Rust follow 2/10 closely behind Bellinger here. See if he tries to make a move.
Seems like there's everyone's kind of settled back in again.
As we say that, Duran side by side with Josh Arnold here as he makes the pass. So you get a better camera here.
Oh.
Wow, look at that. As Arnold takes the inside, but Duran just rockets past him anyway. He said, I don't care.
Is he going to try again? Knocking on the back door. And Duran's built a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, 0.5 seconds. Looks like he just had that raw pace around Josh Arnold. Speaking of Josh Arnold, doing very, very well here in the pros. He was our championship. He was our champion for the Division II last season, and absolutely walked away with that. Made it into the pros, and some drivers who switched up to the pros said, I don't know. You know, maybe they haven't had the best seasons or been kind of, you know, working their way up from the back. But Josh Arnold took it in stride and, you know, went with it. He is doing absolutely amazing in P15 right now. And many people are shouting from the rooftops to put him in the pros because he's about to walk away with the Division I Silver Championship as well.
We're sitting P8 in the overall standings, so he's doing very well for himself.
Oh no, man, as we see Duran and Nordstrom, and let's see if I can get back to that and get a replay. I missed that one. Trying to read chat there. Will I catch it? Looks like Duran just got a little bit loose and bumped right into that Honda there. Josh Arnold managed to avoid it by going around the outside there. Very unfortunate for them. Duran is going to have to do all that work over again, getting past Josh Arnold.
Nice couple 3 spots for Arnold.
First place for our Division I Silver is Funk right now, who is sitting very comfortably, maybe not so comfortably as I say that actually, with Robinson 0.4 seconds behind, but sitting in a very, very respectable P8.
It's nice. He's been running his race all night, doing really, really well, keeping it clean and consistent, and it's good. It's good for him.
We're also going to take a look at Jeffries, who's not too far behind Funk in P10. Only about a second away from Funk, who's our second place for the Silver, Division I Silver, currently right now. Looks like we have a little bit of a 3-car train going on here. Maybe not so much a train, but these drivers are definitely close to each other within passing distance. We're going to have to see how that plays out. Looks like Nordstrom lost a couple positions here.
A little bit of a snap oversteer. I just did the replay in the P&P. Kind
Yep.
of got a little loose and squirrely.
Doesn't look like Nordstrom has had a very good second half of his race here. As we were saying earlier, Fimbres Casas was complaining about his Honda, how it doesn't really feel all that fast around here. Doesn't really feel all that stable. So, very unfortunate for him. Maybe not so much of a Honda track.
Down 7 spots from where he started at P17. He's currently sitting P24. You are correct. Does not seem like a Honda track tonight.
And it's really surprising because Season 1 and Season 2, I don't believe there was a single Honda on track, but now we have a bunch of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm pretty new to the game myself. I've I've only really driven the Audi and the McLaren, so I'm not really sure what the big hotness is about the Honda.
I tried it myself a little bit, ran a couple laps in it. I said, this is definitely not the car for me. Way twitchy.
I think I know what everybody likes about it. It's a Honda. It's got VTEC, bro.
VTEC.
Exactly.
Shame that they can't put a fart can exhaust on there.
Exactly.
Some flame
Jokes
stickers.
aside, though, watching over the top 7, we have one McLaren, BMW, a Mercedes, Porsche, Audi, Aston, Honda. One of everything.
Yeah.
Where's the Lamborghini?
Do we have any Lamborghinis running in the Pro? I don't believe we do.
We do not, but we have one knocking at the top half of Division 2. And
yes,
that's
true.
another car that doesn't make a lot of showing. Is something to watch for if this action wasn't enough for you. Again, tomorrow night, Division 2, Division 3. Check the YouTube, check the Twitch. Same time. Be there, be square. Do what you'd like, but we'd prefer it if you're here.
I expected a lot more people to be running the Lamborghini this season. Oh, as we see in the picture-in-picture, a little spin out there. Who is that?
That is Matt Morrison, one of the BBC boys, taking a quick hit from, I think it was
I believe that was Latufo, right?
yeah, I think it might have been. Or either that or he was a back marker and that was Lehman. But I
Also
don't
a
think that was
possibility.
Lehman.
I'm
Usually have the names on.
watching our Honda Fimbres Casas, 0.3 seconds behind Majid.
That was Lotufo. Fortunate.
Not so sweet for those guys, but
Actually, maybe not. I may be looking at the wrong incident. Nope. Same incident. Unfortunately, Lotufo made contact with Sutherland afterwards.
Oh, man.
Dark track out there.
It is definitely.
Cars flying around, you lose sight of where they are when the headlights aren't pointing the right direction.
getting into those closing stages now.
Yes, only 6 minutes even left of the race here as I switch to Victor Diaz, Evan Kim, Daehee Young, and Wong, all here in a pretty tight pack. I was hoping for this again because these guys were running really close at the beginning of the race here. But all within less than a second of each other. Hopefully Victor Diaz is looking at these people and said, hey, I remember you guys. You passed me before. And only 0.2 seconds off of Evan Kim here.
Coming to pass him again, knocking on the door.
Yes, sir.
Looks like some pockets are forming again, kind of up and down the grid.
Few pockets, couple battles, and Matt Lehman with a 20-second gap. Sounds like another night in SRA.
This has been a pretty good race tonight so far.
It has been. It's had its fair shares of overtakes and unfortunate mishaps. It's been eventful.
Seeing this race just makes me all the more excited for tomorrow.
Definitely.
To be seeing you on track, Mr. Damiani.
Ah, yes.
Hopefully,
We shall.
Hopefully, I'll put up a good fight with you. So, like we were saying before, keep an eye out for that as we see Evan Kim touch the grass. Victor Diaz getting really close to him. Can't really make the pass. That Bentley swerving around track. As we see another driver in front of him catch a little bit of grass as well, kicking out some dust. Ooh, a yellow flag for Patrick Rust as he goes off track. That's unfortunate. Now he's in a gap all by himself.
Oh no. Oversteer at Abbey. A tough corner to get right, even with fresh tires.
Duran looking back at Arnold. Made up that gap from his little incident there. Only 0.2 seconds behind. Getting really close to him. See if he can pass him again here.
Now, Paulie, Josh, where would our viewers go to get information on SRA? Where to join, all that, and information on how to get involved, become a part of the league.
The absolute best place to go is simracingalliance.com. Yes, we do in fact have our own website. You're not proficient with Discord, you just want to check up on where the standings are, where we're racing next week, or maybe you're slightly interested. Hop over to the website, you'll have a look at everything from the schedule to the lap time leaderboards, current standings, a link to the Discord, everything you could ask for. Come join us. We're a lot more than just racing. Sometimes we just hang out in here and watch races together, talk about what we're doing in life, or where we're on vacation. It's a good time. simracingalliance.com.
Bunch of guys being dudes.
Yes, indeed. As Duran is right on the back bumper of Arnold here. Has to back off just a little bit, loses some time there. Got maybe a little too close. Increases that gap from 0.2 seconds to 0.6. He's going to have to work that back up. And he only has a minute 40 left to do it. A minute 40 left in the race, folks. So now you're really going to see anyone who was holding back before is going to be pushing hard to get those last few positions. As we're going to take a look around the grid again, Majid only 0.3 seconds behind Warden. That top group bunching up a little bit now. Fimbers Casas only 0.3 seconds behind him. Samsoniga 0.6 seconds off of Durant's for P3. He's definitely going to be looking to make that up. Samsoniga, we know he is insane. He's got really good pace. It is a possibility that he could do it. Jeffries only 0.7 seconds off of Robinson, with only Bellinger a second behind him. Both possible overtakes that could happen here. Duran still 0.2 seconds, 0.0 seconds off as Josh Arnold goes around. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I caught that there. Wow. Okay, Duran getting that position as Josh Arnold falls back to P17. Very unfortunate for him as he makes a safe rejoin onto track. P18 now as Diaz, Evan Kim, Yun, and Wong all get around him. Speaking of those folks, Dae-hee Yun is only 0.7 seconds behind Wong. Evan Kim, 0.9 seconds back from him. Victor Diaz, 0.7 seconds back from him. So still a tight group there, all very angry at each other, wanting to pass. Allen, who is 0.5 seconds off of Matt Morrison. Definitely a pass that could happen. As the race is over, we're going to be hearing that call. Leaders finish the race. Okay, now we're going to be looking at cars coming around. Grant Kinsling coming around. An amazing performance from him. We didn't really look at him too much tonight, but coming in for P2 any second now. As he flashes and crosses the line. Sam Saniga not too far behind him. A P3, an amazing performance from him. He got Durant's. For P3. Look at that. As he crosses the line, great race from him. Durant's crosses the line not far behind him. Warden, Majid, Fimers Casas all past the line here. Fimers Casas for 7th. Very good performance from him. Funk, Robinson, both passing the line here. Jeffries, Bellinger, not far behind. That rounds out our top 10 with Jeffries. An amazing performance from him for a silver. Patrick Rush just crossing the line here for P12. Duran, P13. After crazy battles and some mistakes, great performance from him. Wong, crossing the line. Dehi, crossing the line here. Evan Kim, crossing the line. Victor Diaz, great performance from him. Josh Arnold just crossing the line here. Bradley Busick just crossed the line here. P18. Vicini for P19.
What a race out there.
Taflovich only 0.5 seconds behind Matt Morrison, but I'm not sure he's going to get it done before the line here. Definitely not. Matt Morrison, Dave Taflovich cross the line. Amazing performance from Dave Taflovich. Allen, Sutherland, Nordstrom, Carter all cross the line. And then we have some of the people in the back across the line there too. So as Matt Sanchez for 25 with Bako only 0.1 seconds behind. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was close.
Wow.
Man, I wish I caught that a little bit more. Dang. They were all side by side crossing the line. You know what? Maybe I'll let's try to see if we can get a replay of that. Look at how close these three are here through the last couple of corners. Man, this was almost a photo finish here. Look at that. Wow. Just that little bit more, and it could have been. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a crazy finish there. Great racing, folks. That was great racing all up and down the grid. Action all night long. Interesting tire strategies. A race from late day into the night. Very interesting. Very interesting racing. Thoughts, opinions?
It produced a lot of action for us, that's for sure. Non-stop. Even though we did hit some sort of gapping lulls, there was always a little bit of an overtake to happen, always a little bit of action. This track does deliver. As much as I personally don't like it, it always does seem to produce some darn good racing.
It's never really never too long of a dull moment. It was good.
So while everyone is here, and before we get our interview started, I do want to take a second to shout out our league once again. If you look into the description, you can find a link to our Discord. If you liked what you saw here tonight, I highly encourage you to sign up. That was our Silverstone race. Next, we have Laguna Seca, and also our D2 and D3 races tomorrow night. Don't forget to tune in. But Monday nights, we have practice. Tuesday and Wednesday, there's our division championship races. Thursday night or Friday night, we have a coaching session going on. So any new drivers who may be a little unsure of their pace, don't know if they can hang, tune in for our coaching sessions. A lot of great information there, where all the pros that you saw tonight host a session for the Division 2 and 3 folks and anyone who likes to join. So they can improve their pace. And let's not forget about the exhibition races on Saturday and all throughout the week. We have little things, little events going on, as well as we have our driver swap series, I believe, is on the July 3rd and July 5th, coinciding with the new DLC. So if you're looking for someone to race on that new DLC and you plan to pick it up, join our league, and you can meet some folks. It's going to be a great time. Anyway, is there any way we can get our top 3 drivers in here?
I asked for them to move to the cooldown room, and nobody
Well,
has gone.
I don't believe they can see the cooldown room because it is locked. However,
They can. They
okay,
just cannot speak in it.
okay. Um, so yeah, we're looking for Lehman, Saniga, and Cleansing. So we have Grant Cleansing actually. So I'm gonna move him up into the cooldown.
Lehman is in the cooldown room now.
I went to go move him and he disappeared. Interesting. Well, looks like we just got Lehman. Maybe we'll pull in some folks that we had interesting races that we saw, but we'll see. So I'm gonna pull Lehman up now.
Yep.
Matt Lehman, great race from you. How'd you feel out there? Matt Lehman.
Yeah, Matt Lehman.
He's snoozing. The nighttime put him to bed.
Sorry. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I forgot I was pushed to talk.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, pretty uneventful one from my perspective. You know, started the race, it was just, keeping the lead. I pushed early on just to get a gap, between myself and Warden, just so he can get the draft. And then from there, I was just able to manage the gap.
How did the tires feel out there tonight? A lot of people have been complaining about it lately.
Uh, didn't really feel great, especially towards the end of the stint. So I was in the practice race yesterday, and the car was way too loose. Even for that half-hour race, yeah, I kept losing the rear. So I tightened up the rear end for tonight, and it seemed to be a little bit better.
So for those who are watching, for in the Division 2 and Division 3, do you think tires is an option for them, even if you didn't take them tonight? If you were in Division 2 or Division 3 looking at this, would you take tires?
Still, no.
Interesting.
Yeah, just given the current format, 1 hour race, only requirement is fuel. There is only one correct pit strategy, and that's to take the 1 liter and nothing else.
Okay, very interesting. Well, we did see a lot of people out there taking tires tonight, and it did seem to work out for some of them. So very, very interesting. But yeah, great race from you, Lehman. We saw you out there. You were setting the fastest laps by a good considerable amount, by like almost a second. And you just kind of ran away with the race. Not too much competition up there. Fortunately, some of your normal competition, Bricker Quig wasn't able to make it tonight. Fimbres Casas, unfortunately, he didn't feel very confident in his car. So a little bit of a lonely race for you, but hopefully we can get something a little better for you at Laguna Seca, or maybe the driver swap. So very interested to see how this continues to play out. And you did miss, I believe it was the last race. Was it? I believe I heard that you had no internet.
Yeah, there is a power outage in my area, which really sucks because like Donington's like my favorite track. So like I was really psyched to do that race, but yeah, I was sitting here in front of the computer, lights out, everything out, so wasn't anything I could do.
Yeah, well, that is unfortunate, but it does, in a way, emulate real life. Sometimes there are equipment failures and issues, but with that drop race that we have, I think you're still set. So I'm very interested to see how these point standings play out once they add in the drop race and at the end of the season.
Yeah, for sure. Forgot about that actually. So
yeah,
it'll work out nice.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lehman. I'm gonna move you back down. Great racing from you tonight.
All right, thank you guys. See y'all next week.
All right, is there anyone else that we want to bring up? Maybe one or two more people. Do we want to bring up Doug?
Dave. Doug. Let's bring up Doug and Dave.
Doug and Dave.
Oh.
Maybe I shouldn't have put him in the cooldown room. I'm going to put him up. Hey, Doug. Sorry. We just want to have a quick chat with you. How was the race for you? We saw you had a little bit of an incident there at the beginning. What happened?
No Doug? Okay.
No Doug. All right. And, okay. I guess he left. All
Are we
right.
1 for 4 right now?
I feel like that was the very most polite form of I don't want to talk about it I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Rest in peace, Doug. Should we try to bring up Dave Taflovich? I think we do.
Yeah, let's give him.
Hey, Dave. We saw your race tonight. Unfortunately, you had a quali ban and you had to start from the back there, but you had a insane race, lots of passes, and wound up finishing in a great position. How'd you feel?
Oh, that was actually really fun. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know what just happened to me when I got pulled in here. That was fun. Had to start from pits. That sucked, but whatever. Made the best of it. Me and Taylor, who also had to start from the pits, kind of just built up some speed, started carving through the back, and yeah, just did my best from there. I did like 20 positions. That was fun.
Yeah, that was some insane racing that we saw. We definitely tuned in with you a couple times, and man, if you see any more racing like that, you moving through positions like that, you know, if you can keep a nice consistent season going, you definitely have a chance at a championship with driving like that. So keep it up, man.
Yeah,
That was really good.
Yeah, definitely will try. Appreciate it, boys. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
You sure can.
Hey, Doug. So we saw your little incident there at the beginning, and we were wondering what happened. Looks like you just went a little slow through a corner, and you just got ran over.
Yeah, I mean, I think my equipment caught the Damiani bug. My car literally lost power through maggots and Beckett's. I have inexplicable. I don't know if I like bumped my like ignition switch or something to turn the car off. I've genuinely no idea. But you saw my car just kind of rolled to a slow second gear through Beckett's, which people behind aren't expecting, and I just got absolutely plowed. So it was interesting, non-consensual for those at home, but I told myself that I was going to stick it out and not just quit the race, and I ended up getting one on-track pass at the very last lap, so worked hard for it.
Yeah,
Well, we're proud of you for that, man.
Yeah, most
it's tough to
definitely.
come back from damage like that sometimes.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with my pace overall. Like, so some silver lining there. I was hanging out between P8 and P9, and I was pretty much there the whole race. So, I mean, if I had qualified better, and if I didn't get hit, which are two very big ifs, my pace was there. So, I guess there's next week, right?
And that's right. That's the confidence you need to go into next week, knowing you got the pace and finding a little bit of a home in the McLaren now, it seems.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. False
If it's a
optimism.
home, if it's a home, it's made out of glass, and people are casting stones left and right. So I
Well,
might
I'm
be
sure
crawling
there's some
humbly back
homeless
to-
man who would enjoy that glass house.
Yeah, I'm gonna be homeless at a D1 Gold if I don't pick up the pace. I might be
Oh,
kicked
yeah.
out. But we'll
Two-time
see.
championship demoted. That would be interesting.
At the end of the day, I'd be a very happy admin if I get demoted down to D1 Silver, because that just means that we have very formidable drivers joining the league, which makes me very happy. At the end of the day, I want the health of the league to surpass anything that we ever dreamed of, and that takes precedent over me winning a race.
Ladies and gentlemen, our admin.
Love you, everybody.
All right, thank you so much, Doug. Hopefully next race you fare a little bit better. So we'll be watching.
Sounds good, gents. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, folks, I think that concludes our stream here of Season 3, Race 4 at Silverstone in the dark. Thank you guys for tuning in, and once again, I'm going to shout out our socials and our Discord. Make sure to go into the link, click on our Discord, or go to our website at simracingalliance.com and check it out. I mean, seriously, if you guys haven't seen our website yet, it is insane. It is top-notch website. All right. Go over there, browse around, take a look around. Even if you're new to racing, we're a very, very new driver-friendly league. We have a lot of training opportunities. Our Division 3 is perfect for people who are a little bit unsure of their pace and are looking for a safe environment to learn about racing close with other people. And once once you get in here, I mean, you saw what was on stream, close racing all night long, and it is an absolute thrill. So if you guys like sim racing and you've never been in a league before, this is the perfect league to join. So like I said, we have stuff going on pretty much all week long, so even if you can't make our championship races, it's definitely worth to come in here and take a look around. But I think that concludes our stream today, folks. Signing off, this is Paulie.
This is Josh.
And this is Mike.
Take it easy.
See ya.